Let's talk about Wally West, Kid Flash in my DC cinematic universe. Wally didn't have the greatest childhood. His parents got divorced at a relatively young age, and it was not an amicable divorce. They kinda hate each other. So he would spend a lot of time bouncing back between the two households. His dad, Rudy, is kind of a jerk, so Wally never really hit it off too much with his dad, but his uncle Barry was always an amazing role model to this kid. Wally is 15 years younger than his aunt Iris. Barry and Iris got married to each other partway through college, and they'd been dating since they were teenagers when Wally was born. So Barry has been a constant presence in his life. And during the events of my first Flash movie, Wally is living with his aunt and uncle. His mom has a really busy summer that year because of work, and he does not really get along with his dad and tends to stay with his mom during the summers. So they all decided, hey, Barry and Iris are thinking about having kids soon. How about you guys watch Wally for the summer? And Barry and Iris agreed because they love Wally. Wally rules. So Wally is around to witness his uncle become the Flash. Now, as Wally grows up, everyone believed that this kid had ADHD because he was just thinking about too much. His brain was all over the place. He could never stay in one place. He could never pay attention to anything. But actually, that was just the West family superspeed metagene starting to kick in. His brain had started being able to process things faster than normal people. So it's not that his attention was being split, it's that everything seemed to take super long to him. Then during the events of my second Flash movie, it really starts getting to him. Like mentally, he starts breaking down because he is perceiving everything in slow motion. His super speed hasn't kicked in just yet, but his brain super speed has. He thinks he's going insane. That is until he witnesses his Uncle Barry fighting a man clad in yellow who seems to be just as fast as Barry. As the two speedsters are duking it out, debris is flying everywhere, and Wally sees a piece heading towards a pedestrian. Wally runs to them, but he realizes he's not going to be able to make it. But then he does. And the next thing he knows, he is down the street with the person in hand. Wally's metahuman super speed had activated. He later reveals this to his Uncle Barry, and the two of them start testing his super speed. They find that he tops out at just about 5,000 miles per hour. Insanely fast. But like I said before, Barry averages 50,000 miles per hour, so this guy has quite a long ways to go. He eventually makes his own supersuit and tries to become his uncle's sidekick, even though Barry does not want that because this is a child. Although at that point, Wally would be just about 17, looking to go off to college. But Wally doesn't take no for an answer, and so he decides to hit the scene himself and just start telling people that he's the Flash's sidekick. There's a little bit of tension between him and his uncle, but Wally seems so naturally gifted at saving people that eventually that tension kind of dies down. And then on Wally's 18th birthday, the tension really dives down because Wally pulls the I'm legally an adult, you can't stop me from saving people card. And then finally, Barry and Reverse Flash have their final battle. Now, if you've seen my Reverse Flash video already, this is when that big reveal happens. That Eobard traveled back in time specifically to prove himself better than the Flash. Only in his timeline, Wally was the Flash. Barry Allen never got super speed in Eobard's original timeline. When Eobard realizes that he ran back in time and killed Barry's mom and not Wally's mom, therefore erasing himself from history since he is a descendant of Barry Allen's would-have-been younger sibling, he full-on snaps and tries to kill Wally. But as Eobard is chasing Wally to kill him, and Barry is chasing Eobard to get him to stop, that much Speed Force energy getting generated by the two avatars trying to catch up to Wally, it sends an errant bolt of Speed Force energy that hits Wally, and boom. Wally West becomes the fastest man ever. If Barry Allen can run 50,000 miles per hour on average running on just a Speed Force connection, then imagine what Wally West, a man capable of running 5,000 miles per hour, can do with that same magnification. Wally takes off. And with that much speed, Wally realizes he doesn't have to be afraid of Eobard. So Wally starts beating Reverse Flash up, and it ends with him dragging Reverse Flash into the Speed Force. And we get a really just psychedelic, abstract fight of what it looks like for two speedsters to fight within the Speed Force, and it all ends with Wally West ripping the Speed Force out of Eobard and then popping back into our universe. Eobard Thawne now exists as a man outside of time without super speed, and he is arrested. And Wally West is now the fastest man alive. Barry tells Wally how proud he is of him, and that he knows that Wally's been looking at colleges and Barry might have found the perfect one. And then we see as Barry Allen takes his nephew to Titans Academy, where Wally West would enroll, become a member of the Teen Titans, and become best friends with Dick Grayson.